The requests were there, so you know I got to bring back number 3 of start, bench, cut. Let's get into it.
Warning, this video is filled with opinions. If you cannot take opinions that disagree with your own, click off the video now.
So you guys know the drill. We get a picture of 3 NBA players, current or past. We have to decide one that we're going to start, one that we're going to bench, which means that he's the first person off our bench. That's the way I do it. So he's going to be our 6th man, and then one person to cut. Let's get into it. The first one, the Ball brothers. This one is easy for me. We're going to start Lonzo. He's already proven to me that he's probably going to be a pretty solid NBA player. He took a UCLA team that was pretty bad last year, got him into the tournament, and got him to a 3 seed. No, they didn't go too far in the tournament, but you know what? That shows that he can lead, right? We're going to bench LaMelo, the youngest brother. And again, when I say bench, he's our 6th man. And then we're going to cut LiAngelo. Now, why am I picking LaMelo over LiAngelo? Well, out of the 3 brothers, I think LiAngelo has the lowest potential. And I say that because, well, the other 2 seem like they've done some magnificent things. And with LaMelo being so young, it just looks like he's going to blossom even more. Now, LiAngelo, this is another way of thinking of it. Lonzo spent 1 year in college, off to the league. When LaMelo gets into college, he'll probably honestly still only play 1 year like his big brother Lonzo, and then LiAngelo's going to college next year, but I don't think he's gonna be good enough to declare for the draft after 1 year. So he's probably gonna spend the most time in college ball, which is nothing wrong with that. I just think that his brothers have higher ceilings than him. Most underrated players: Kemba Walker, John Wall, and Gordon Hayward. This one, I'm going to start John Wall. In my eyes, John Wall is a top 5 point guard in the league. In my eyes. We're going to bench Gordon Hayward because, well, I was about to say he's very underrated, but that's the point of this, right? All 3 of these players are considered underrated. But what he has been doing for that team in Utah, actually an all-star this year, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He's led this team to the playoffs, and I'm excited to see what they do in the playoffs. But so that means by process elimination, we're going to cut Kemba Walker. Yes, he's been in the playoffs in the past, but this year he hasn't been able to lead his team to that level. So because of that, he's going to get cut. And I'm a big Kemba fan, so that hurts me to cut, but I'm trying to be unbiased here. This one is a weird one. It's a little different. We got 3 pair of shoes. We got a pair of Kobe's, we got some Jordan Retro 5s, and then we got a pair of Bronze. So I'm thinking of it in 2 different ways. One, if we're just wearing it outside, and then 2, if we were hooping. So let's do if we were wearing outside. The 5s obviously get the nod. I mean, I don't collect Jordans. I only have a couple pair, but I love retro Jordans. Being from Chicago, it's hard not to look at that shoe and just smile at it. So if we're just wearing it, we're giving the MJ, the retro 5s the nod. So the Kobe's are just going to be in my closet, and then we're throwing away those LeBrons. Now, honestly, I do like those LeBrons, but I'm trying to figure out a way I can wear those, and I can't. But if we're talking about hooping, I love the way LeBrons feel. So if we're hooping, those Bronze are on my feet. Kobe's are in my bag just in case I want to switch. And then the retro 5s, they I guess you got to throw them away because retros are meant to be hooped in. I know Jordan did it, but they're not meant to be hooped in. Start, bench, cut: Al Horford, Rudy Gobert, and Andre Drummond. Okay, we're starting Rudy Gobert because the dude is a monster. He is incredible. Honestly, I thought he should have got the All-Star nod instead of DeAndre Jordan. I think Rudy Gobert is having a better season. I don't know if the numbers agree with me, but I know just by the eye look, that just watching the teams play, Rudy Gobert is a star. The dude is amazing, so we're definitely starting him. Now, the bench and the cut is going to be a little tough because Andre Drummond is actually having a down year from last year, and his team they're terrible. They have been really bad. And honestly, I was a guy that thought that team was going to be pretty solid. I thought that him and Reggie Jackson were going to make something happy. Reggie Jackson gets injured. Reggie Jackson comes back and he's bad. So I don't know if that has a lot to do with Drummond. But I like Drummond as a player. But Al Horford, I think their numbers are pretty similar. The only difference is that Drummond is averaging more rebounds, but I think their scoring numbers are very similar. But Al Horford's playing for a really good team, and they're winning. So it's kind of hard to decide whether or not we're going to start or bench somebody. So I'm thinking of it this way. If I need... All right. Okay. Bench Horford, cut Drummond. All right, that's it. That's all I got to say on it. Alright, so this is a tough one. I did do a little bit of research before I had to give my opinion. Start bench cut DeMar DeRozan, Paul George, and Klay Thompson. I'm starting DeMar DeRozan. Surprise, surprise, I'm not starting Paul George. And the reason I'm starting DeMar DeRozan, his numbers are just so much better. DeMar DeRozan is averaging 27 points per game this year. The next guy, I think Paul George is averaging like 22.6. And then Klay Thompson's 22.2 or something along those lines. I could have switched the route. So DeMar DeRozan is getting our nod because he is scoring the ball better and more efficiently than both of these guys. And his rebounding numbers are the same or higher, but the assist numbers, they're pretty similar, so it doesn't really matter. DeMar DeRozan is getting my nod. And the bench and the cut part is what's really tough here. We got Klay Thompson and we got Paul George. Now, I think a lot of people see Paul George as a superstar. He's on a team by himself in Indiana, and he's leading his team to the playoffs. It may not be pretty. But he's leading his team to the playoffs. And when it comes to Klay Thompson, I don't think the average fan sees him as a superstar because he plays alongside other superstars. But I think if Klay Thompson was on the team by himself, we'd see him as a superstar. So it's really tough for me to decide between the two. But if I had to do it, and in this case I do, I'm benching Paul George and cutting Klay Thompson. All right, you guys know I'm always with the controversial ones. I will not pass up one just because I see it as controversial. I'm here to get my opinions, and that's why you're watching, right? Star bench cut DeMarcus Cousins, Patrick Ewing, and Anthony Davis. I'm starting Anthony Davis. This year, the guy has been amazing. He's averaging 28 points per game or somewhere along those lines. Of course, his team is not good. He hasn't really had much help. I know DeMarcus just came in, but even with DeMarcus, they've been struggling a little bit. But they don't have much help together. So I'm still giving Anthony Davis the start. He is a superstar, a franchise player. He just needs pieces around him. Luckily, he did just bring Boogie into town, but now they need a little bit more around those two. Now, this is where the real controversy comes in because I'm cutting DeMarcus Cousins. Yeah, I said it. I'm cutting DeMarcus Cousins. Why am I cutting Boogie? I feel like around the league, I think everybody right now, we love Boogie. I mean, the younger generation, we love Boogie. And the reason I'm starting Patrick Ewing over Boogie is because Patrick Ewing was an amazing defender. DeMarcus Cousins? No, he's not a defender. He's not a defender. He may be a force offensively, but defensively, he is a liability. Numbers say that. The film says that. It's facts. But Patrick Ewing, I mean, even in this picture, nah, you're not doing nothing down there. Dude averaged like one season, he averaged almost 3 blocks per game. Defensive monster. Offensively was crazy too. In the era where big men were leading the league. So Patrick Ewing gets the bench. DeMarcus Cousins, you're getting cut, man. That's probably the only time you'll ever hear that DeMarcus Cousins is getting cut. Okay, so we got Devin Booker, D'Angelo Russell, and Wiggins. All right, Andrew Wiggins. We're going to start Devin Booker. And it's not just because I'm high off that 70-point game. It's because the dude is a flat out scorer. 20 years old, averaging over 20 points per game. I think only 6 players in NBA history have done that. And I think it's like Shaq, LeBron. I don't know the other guys. We just know like 6 players in the NBA history have done that. Devin Booker's one of them. I mean, that 70-point game does help. We're going to bench Wiggins and we're going to cut D'Angelo Russell. The reason I'm cutting D'Angelo Russell over the other guys is because he hasn't made a big enough jump. I was hoping that after year number 1, he'll come into the league on fire. Kobe's not there. The ball is in his hands. He'll average 20, but obviously he hasn't. There's still a chance that he's going to blossom into something special, but I think he's going to have to take the back seat behind Wiggins and Booker because Wiggins plays amazing defense, and even though he does not average many rebounds, he does not average many assists, he does things that don't count in the stat sheet, like guarding his man pretty well, and he's a pretty good scorer. So the other 2 guys get the nod. D'Angelo Russell is getting the bench. So I don't know how long this video is right now because, I mean, between these I'm doing like research, so I really don't know. But this is the last one. I will not be giving my opinion on this just yet. Here's the picture. I just want you to comment top or bottom in the comment section below. You let me know who wins this game. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, as always, be sure to leave it a like. Let's shoot for 2,500 likes. I know y'all can do it. It's been the King of the Fourth Quarter. I'm out.